From the upcoming psychological thriller, The Couple Next Door, to a live taping of Happy, Sad, Confused podcast that has fans going crazy. Here's everything that's been revealed about Sam Heughan's next big roles. The good news for Outlander fans is he'll continue to be a heartthrob, though he may be switching gears on the type of heartthrob he'll be playing. After some crazy timeline adventures in the past, it's Jamie Fraser who's coming on over to the present, as he'll be starring in the thriller TV series The Couple Next Door. While the show doesn't have a release date yet, we know where we can catch it, as the series will air on Channel 4 in the UK and Stars in the US. I bet you're wondering now, what is Sam Heughan's big show about? The series takes inspiration from the Dutch series New Neighbors, though I should point out that it isn't related to the novel of the same name. Directed by Dries Vos from a screenplay by David Allison, the show will see Evie and her boyfriend Pete move into a new home, where their next-door neighbors are traffic cop Danny and yoga instructor Becca. The couples become friends with each other, though one thing leads to another, and Evie and Danny wind up becoming more than just friends. You'll never guess what happens next. The story will also dive into Evie's psyche, as this whole situation dredges up past trauma for her. This isn't going to be some sob story, though, as Channel 4's Head of Drama, great job title by the way, described the series, saying that it's an addictive, emotional roller coaster with something to say about modern sexual mores, with an electrifying cast that will set our screens on fire. Evie's actor Eleanor Tomlinson has commented on her character specifically, calling her an exciting challenge. Since Miss Hollick has brought up the cast, let's talk about the actors who'll be lighting up our screens. Calling the cast electrifying is no exaggeration, as we have some top-notch actors in this show. Sam Heughan is just the leading man, and he's already bringing plenty of star power, both from his long-running role on Outlander and movies like Bloodshot and To Olivia. But he'll be acting opposite Eleanor Tomlinson, who's done a number of beloved indie projects, though she's probably most recognizable from Poldark and Tim Burton's Alice in Wonderland. Rounding out the cast are Jessica DeGao, a mainstay of DC Comics shows like Arrow and Pennyworth, and of course, Alfred Enoch, Hogwarts' very own Dean Thomas. If they've got such a high-power cast on board, that must mean that the show is one to keep an eye out for. Now, Sam would say that audiences shouldn't just be excited about the actors, as he's also praised the series director, Dries Vos. When he announced his role in the show, Sam said that the real thriller was the opportunity to get to work with Dries Vos. He hasn't quite broken through into the Hollywood mainstream yet, but the Belgian director has been working on movies and shows in Europe for a minute. First worked with Dries on the 2022 series Suspect, and the actor praised the visual flair that Dries brought to that show. If you're looking to get familiar with the director's work, that sounds like the place to start, but he's also famous for the show's Professor T. de Dog and What If. That last one came out all the way back in 2011, so you can see this isn't his first rodeo at all. Now, having one project coming out with your favorite actor is exciting enough, but Sam Heughan has actually been really busy. If you can't wait for The Couple Next Door to start airing, you might want to check out his latest movie, Love Again. The movie is a remake of a German film, which was adapted from the novel by Sophie Kramer. Just like the show we talked about, this is a star-studded production, as the outstanding Outlander alum is joined by Bollywood star Priyanka Chopra and none other than Celine Dion, whose heart is going on to her first acting role. With an eye-popping cast like that, the story's gotta be good, right? Love Again is the story of Mira Ray. That's Priyanka's character, who starts the movie in a tragic place, seeing as she finds herself grieving the death of her fiancé. One fateful day, she ends up sending a bunch of messages to her fiancé's number, not realizing that the number has been taken away from him and reassigned to someone else. That someone else turns out to be the journalist Rob Burns, Sam Heughan's character, and he's touched by the vulnerability and feeling in Mira's messages, sensing that she has some writing chops. When he's asked to write a feature about Celine Dion, Rob decides to seek out Mira's assistance, and that's as good a way to start a romance as any. Oh yeah, Celine Dion is playing herself in this movie, and you couldn't ask for an easier role for your debut than to play yourself. But there's a sad reason why we're seeing a lot of Sam Heughan everywhere all of a sudden, and that is the beginning of the end of Outlander. Fans were disappointed that COVID-19 disrupted the production of the time-traveling romance drama, which led to Season 6 hitting the waves with just 8 episodes. Starz made up for it by announcing not 1, but 2 seasons. And they've done us one better by giving Season 7 an extended run of 16 episodes. As great as that was, all good things must come to an end. And though Diana Gabaldon's Outlander series spans 9 books, the 8th season will be the closing act of the show. There'll be plenty of time to be sad about that later. But for now, I want to stay positive and focus on the upcoming 7th season. Having wrapped filming in February, Season 7 will debut in June of this year. Be warned, travelers of time and space, for there's a catch, as we'll only get the first 8 episodes of the season in 2023. Following the recent trend of splitting seasons, the rest of the episodes are set to come out in 2024, meaning that the show could stay on the air through 2025. All in all, that's an impressive run for a show. So what can we expect from the upcoming season of Outlander? Sam went on Josh Horowitz's podcast to talk all about it. Kicking off the discussion, it sure looks like even the Scot is amazed at how much content the writers managed to pack into a single season of TV, and he reassured the fans that there'll be more than enough Outlander in the 16 episodes that are coming up. Josh challenged the actor to sum up Season 7 in 3 words, and Sam went with Excel, Homecoming, and The Return. He explained that Excel referred to the massive scope of the season, while The Return was about how many fan favorites would be reappearing this time around. But he didn't talk about what he meant by homecoming, which I'll get to in a sec. We can also look forward to lots of water cooler moments, and when it comes to Outlander, I wouldn't have it any other way. Specifically, it looks like the first few episodes are going to have lots of bombshells, with the rest of the season geared toward tying up the storylines and setting up the conclusion of the story. He also made sure to let us know that there will be time travel. Overall, Sam is excited to tell the end of the Outlander story, though he did describe a sad mood on set when filming wrapped, as it hit everyone that their little Outlander family would meet one more time, and then it would really be the end of their journey together. If you'd like to catch even more Outlander updates, you're in luck, because Sam is going to bring back up to Josh Horowitz's podcast. Josh will be doing a live taping of his podcast on June 8th, 2023, and his guest that night will be the entire main cast of the show: Sam Heughan, Katrina Balfe, Sophie Skelton, and Richard Rankin. They're all coming to the Kaufman Concert Hall in the Big Apple. You can buy tickets to the live taping, or if you can't make the trip, you can also grab a ticket to the live stream of the show. While the podcast I talked about before only touched on the subject of Outlander, this episode will be all about the show, and we might even find out what Sam was talking about with the word homecoming. That date, you'll notice, is pretty close to when the first episode will debut, so you can bet that the hype will be off the charts. From the most exciting episode of Happy, Sad, Confused about 2023 to the upcoming TV thriller The Couple Next Door, that was everything that's been revealed about Sam Heughan's next big roles.